I'm going to show you why it's so important to utilize the right foliage when creating your floral design arrangements. Hi everyone, my name is Alyssa Morton, owner and lead designer of Garden in the Pines. I'm a floral and event design company located on the Jersey Shore and serving the tri-state area and surrounding areas. You know we love to travel. I also take the time to coach upcoming floral designers how to create designs and also how to systemize their business. Go ahead and check out my course dedicated to helping you systemize and automize your business so that you can scale. Hit the link below. I'll also tag it in the video so you can check it out. In this video, I want to show you why it's important to utilize the right foliage in creating your floral and event designs. I'm also going to break it down by season so you can see my favorite choices per season in my area at least that you can search and hopefully utilize in your designs to create really beautiful arrangements. Of course, it's important to keep in mind the bride or couple style, the person ordering an arrangement, the season that you're creating it in, and the overall style and aesthetic that you're hoping to create. But I like to show you the different types of foliage possible so that you can really expand your design skills and also just make beautiful things, because I find that as designers, we get used to the same types of things. We go to the same ingredients all the time, and they end up blurring and looking a lot alike everything that you create. So I want to show you some other options so that you can create one-of-a-kind designs always. So I want to show you the importance of utilizing foliage in your recipe creation, because at the end of the day, you need to be creating a recipe in order to price correctly and make sure that you're not over-ordering. I use trellis when creating my designs, and I highly recommend checking them out. So when choosing the right foliage, first it's important that you pick something based on the seasonality of your design. One, that matches the color palette and the overall aesthetic, but two, that is also available that time of year, either locally ideally, but also that it's able to be shipped in from somewhere. As we all know, like in floral design and like when you're looking for a special flower, sometimes like peonies, for example, you can't get them all the time. Same thing is with foliage, so you want to make sure that you're able to get this at the time of year that you're creating that arrangement. Next, you want to make sure that it matches the color palette. As you know, with telling color theory and color story, there's a lot of different ways that you can bring colors together, and foliage is a great way to bridge the gap so that it's nice and seamless and it's not too blunt. I love using foliage to create like a base and then add my flowers on top of it. Blends the colors really nicely. 3 is texture. I want you to pick foliage that adds a lot of movement, a lot of shape, and potentially a lot of texture to your arrangement as well. This is a lot of fun to incorporate in your design so that it adds a lot of dimension. I like to use foliage to create my shape in my design, especially bouquet work, because it outlines exactly the way that it's going to look, the way the bride's going to hold it, how it's going to appear in photos. And it really is a great base for creating the bones of your arrangement or your structure so that you have that beautiful shape. And finally, the last thing I like to think about when I'm picking foliage for my designs is how well does it hold up out of water? Especially when I'm creating a large-scale installation or a bouquet, I want to make sure that it doesn't wilt, especially the day of an event. So do a little research. If you're trying on a new foliage type, I recommend ordering a little bit in advance if you can get it, so that you can test how it withstands out of water based on the design that you're willing to create. And this is really helpful because potentially as you're designing for an event, you might be able to make some of the arrangement structures like greened in advance. By green, I mean foliage. And you can use this so that you buy more time as you're going to the event setup, so that hopefully you're not doing the whole thing on site and you can save some time. So now I want to show you some of my favorite different foliages to use throughout the season. So in spring, you have so much available. Some of my go-tos include Nandina, Jasmine Vine, Hellebores. They have beautiful foliage on them, not to mention the beautiful flower. You can get honeysuckle, blueberry foliage, snowberry, Mauk orange, and privet. These are all really fun spring arrangement foliage pieces and really great out of water for the most part. Summer is so much fun. There's a lot available in this time of year. 9-bark, smokebush, fern, Italian ruscus, geranium foliage, and pennycress are some of my go-tos. I love 9-bark and smokebush in particular. I also use them in autumn because they change colors and it's so beautiful. Italian ruscus is usually one of my go-tos for pretty much everything that I make because it's easily sourced through my wholesaler, but also for the color and the shape. I love a lot of whimsical kind of style arrangements, as you can see in my portfolio and on my website, Instagram, all those things. And It's just one of my go-tos. But it's fun to work in some other types of foliage to add that texture, the dimension, and like I said, just change it up. You know, you don't want to make the same thing over and over again. For autumn, this is such a fun time of year as a designer because there's so many beautiful colors that you can incorporate. You can go moody jewel tones, or you can go traditional oranges, reds, maroons, yellows, all those fun autumn colors. So I pulled together a list of some of my favorites that I think would be really beautiful in an autumn arrangement and what I use a lot. So again, mock orange, elderberry foliage. I love peony foliage. I just used some recently and I cut it out of my garden and it was the perfect color. I had so much fun using it. I love spirea foliage, smoke bush, 9-bark, and copper beech. A lot of these hold up pretty well out of water, except for the 9-bark. That one's kind of iffy, but all of these things add that beautiful texture, that color, lines, shape, all of it. Finally, for winter, this is a lot of fun where you get to use a lot of textural elements to create that either winter wonderland or Christmassy look. So some of my go-tos include cedar, cypress, holly, nandina again, poinsettia foliage. You could use kale, boxwood, or hemlock tips. So that's my list of favorite foliages to use when creating your designs. I hope you know it's also really important to use foliage based on your designs, the overall aesthetic, the theme of the event, the color story you're hoping to tell, and everything that comes together to create a one-of-a-kind arrangement. If you're struggling with floral design, coming up with recipes, automating your process, anything, contact me at hello@gardeninthepines.com, and I'm happy to work out how we can best help you. I'd be happy to hop on a phone call with you to discuss your needs and how I can best serve you so that you can level up your business, take it to the next level. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm so happy that you started a floral business and that you're following your dreams and really creating some beauty in the world, because Lord knows we need more of it. Tune into the next one.